Now let's discuss here the relation between the area and the velocity in the case of compressible flow. As far as the incompressible flow is considered, in which we have the governing equation is Q is equal to area into velocity. As the area will go on decreasing, the velocity will go on increasing. But that is not true in the case of compressible flow. Area velocity is a strong function of a Mach number. So here we will derive the equation between the area and the velocity, which is a function of Mach number. For this purpose, we will consider here a duct. Let's consider a duct here with the inlet area equal to A1, exit area equal to A2 greater than A1, inlet velocity equal to V1, exit velocity equal to V2. Right now I have not shown the Mach number. For this purpose, we will consider here one section at distance equal to x. So consider here one section at distance equal to x. Here we will take the balance. So let's first apply here the Euler equation. This time we will use the three equations. One is the Euler equation and second is the continuity equation, that is the law of conservation of mass. According to the Euler equation, we have V into dV plus dP by rho plus gdz equal to 0. This time the duct is horizontal, so changes in the potential energy is neglected, and we have V dV plus d rho by rho is equal to 0. This is the Euler equation. So we get V dV plus dP by rho equal to 0. We know that the velocity of sound is given by C equal to under root of dP by d rho, or we have C square equal to dP divided by d rho. So this slight adjustment we'll do in equation 1. So we'll slightly rearrange the equation number 1 as V into dV plus, we want to generate this term here, that is dP by d rho. So what we'll do here, we'll divide here by d rho and multiplied by d rho, and the rho will be as it is equal to 0. So this term here is nothing but the velocity of sound square. So we have V dV plus C square into d rho by rho equal to 0. So in that case we can solve for d rho by rho. So we have d rho by rho will be equal to minus of V dV divided by C square. V dV divided by C square. Let's say equation number 3. So using the Euler equation and the equation of velocity of sound, we have developed the relation between the change in density to original density, which is equal to minus V change in velocity divided by velocity of sound square. Now for this duct here, we can very well apply the law of conservation of mass. Mass at inlet will be same as mass at exit and anywhere in between section. So mass flow rate m dot, which is a product of density multiplied by area at the given section multiplied by the velocity v, is always remain constant. So we'll do here partial differentiation, as our aim is to generate a relation between the area and velocity. So by partial differentiation we'll get rho multiplied by a multiplied by dV plus we have rho multiplied by v multiplied by dA plus we have a multiplied by v multiplied by d rho. On the right hand side we have constant term and the derivative of constant is 0. Now we'll divide this entire equation again by rho AV, that is the mass flow rate. Divide this equation by rho AV, we'll get here this term is cancelled and the first term will be dV by V. Second term will be equal to dA by A, and the third term will be equal to d rho by rho and is equal to 0. Let's say equation number 4. To generate relation between the area and the velocity, we'll take the dA by A on the left side and the rest term will shift on the right side. So we have minus dV by V plus this term will also shift to the right, will be minus of d rho by rho. Now at this stage we'll use the equation number 3 to substitute for d rho by rho. So from equation 3 what we get is dA by A equal to minus dV by V, and d rho by rho we can replace as minus of V into dV divided by C square. Now you have to do the slight adjustment here. Now this term is negative and this term is also negative, so second term become positive here. Now what we do here, we'll write here dA by A equal to, from these two terms dv can be taken common, rather we'll take dv by v common. What we get is minus 1, and since here v extra term is taken, so this becomes v square divided by c square, which is nothing but Mach number square. And finally with the last adjustment is we have dA divided by dv, which is representing the change in area by change in the velocity, will be equal to area divided by velocity multiplied by Mach number square minus 1. The equation gives you the relation between the area and the velocity with respect to the Mach number. Now Mach number term will only come when we have compressible flow. As such, no Mach number is applicable in the case of incompressible flow. The video you are watching is from the app, which is the More Class app available on Google Store. And in this app, we'll cover all subjects involved in mechanical engineering for GATE. Join the course directly from your mobile. The link is given here. Now let me discuss here this relation for the three cases, that is Mach number equal to 1, Mach number less than 1, that is subsonic flow, and Mach number greater than 1, that is supersonic flow. So whenever we have a subsonic flow, in that case Mach number will be less than 1, and naturally Mach number square is also less than 1. In that case this bracket term will become negative, and we have dA by dV, that is the change in area divided by change in velocity, will be equal to area divided by velocity. Area and velocity are always positive term here, and we have Mach number square minus 1, that will be negative term. So let's consider here a convergent nozzle. This time in this case the flow is taking place from section 1 to section 2. Our observation is that area decreases. Now remember here the right hand side term here is a negative term here, because area and the velocity are always positive term. So on the left hand side we are getting negative, whereas we know that the area is decreasing, so this term is negative term. And since we want here the right hand side is negative, it means that in the denominator we want positive. Now what a positive sign means, that the velocity will going to increases. So as the area decreases, in the case of subsonic flow, the velocity increases, and the vice versa. That is, in the case of diffuser, the velocity will going to decrease. So this treatment is same as the incompressible, that is your observation. The second case here, in which we have supersonic flow, in which Mach number is greater than 1. If Mach number is greater than 1, the square of Mach number is also greater than 1. So this quantity become positive quantity now. So therefore we have dA by dV, which is equal to area divided by velocity is Mach number square minus 1. On the right hand side we have positive term here. And let's consider here again a convergent nozzle. The flow is taking place from section 1 to 2. Now this time area decreases. Decreases means negative sign. So in this case we have numerator is negative value. What we want is right hand side is positive, and this become only positive if we have the velocity change will be negative. Negative sign indicate that as the area decreases, velocity gets smaller. So this time for a supersonic flow, that is Mach number greater than 1, as the area will decrease, the velocity will going to decrease. This we have direct relation. If the velocity is decreases, it will be called as diffuser. So this shaft will act as a diffuser in the case of supersonic flow. Whereas in the first case, when we have Mach number is less than 1, that is subsonic, in this case the area will decrease, the velocity will increase. So there is a inverse relation. Since the velocity is increases, it will be called as nozzle. So this one is the shape of nozzle in the case of subsonic flow. And the same shape will become a diffuser when Mach number is greater than 1. So entire concept of change in area and the change in velocity is strong function of Mach number. Take the third situation when we have Mach number equal to 1. If we have Mach number equal to 1, then we have 1 square minus 1 will be 0. That is, we have dA will be equal to 0. For sonic flow, we have Mach number equal to 1. That is, we have velocity of fluid will be same as velocity of sound. In that case, we'll get dA by dV, which is equal to A by V into Mach number square minus 1. So this time we have dA by dV will be equal to 0. Now this 0 is only possible if we have dA equal to 0. It means that if we have a minima in the section, so wherever we have minima here at this point, that point will be having a Mach number equal to 1. Now this is a flat tangent here, that is the tangent is horizontal, so we have dA equal to 0. So whenever we have the minimum section, that will be representing Mach number equal to 1. Again we'll check one more time the same relation, with that is dA by dV equal to area divided by velocity into Mach number square minus 1. Let's consider subsonic flow. Whenever we have a subsonic flow, this number is negative. In that case, we have dA by dV will be negative number. Because of this, we say that we have an inverse relation. When we say inverse relation, it means that if the area will going to decrease, then the velocity will increase. So this time the area is decreasing, because of which the velocity will increase. That is, V2 is more as compared to V1, where V1 will be the inlet velocity, and this one is called as converging nozzle. Whereas if we show the expander here, where area will go on increasing, we have inlet velocity is V1, exit velocity equal to V2. This time here the area is increasing. The area will increase in this case, and we have an inverse relation. This time the velocity will going to decrease. That is, the value of V2 is less than V1. So in a device, if the velocity will decreases, it will be called as a diffuser. So this shape will work as a diffuser when we have a subsonic flow. Now consider the case of supersonic flow, in which we have Mach number is greater than 1. So this quantity is positive, and we have dA divided by dV will be positive quantity. Positive means direct relation. That is, the area increases, velocity will also increase, and vice versa. If we take a converging type of duct here, I am not saying nozzle, I just said converging type of duct, and we have inlet velocity is V1, exit velocity equal to V2. This time we have Mach number is greater than 1. In the previous cases, we have Mach number is less than 1. So whenever we have Mach number is greater than 1, this time here the area decreases. So velocity will also decrease, because we have direct relation. So this value is negative, then this value must be negative, then only we'll get positive. Because of the velocity is decreases, this shape here in the case of supersonic flow will serve the purpose of diffuser. So the shape which act as a nozzle in a subsonic flow will act as a diffuser. That is, a velocity will going to decrease if we have Mach number is greater than 1. And if we have increase in area in a supersonic flow, so we have V1 is the inlet velocity, V2 is the exit velocity, and we have Mach number is maintained greater than 1. In that case, we have a direct relation here, so area will going to increase, therefore velocity will going to increase. Whenever velocity will increase, in that case it is called as the nozzle. But this shape is a diverging shape, so we will call this one as divergent nozzle. So the nozzle shape when becomes the divergent in the case of supersonic flow, and convergent in the case of subsonic flow. So if we want to attain a Mach number greater than 1, in that case you have to select the first shape as a converging nozzle and the second shape for the divergent nozzle. Together will be called as convergent divergent nozzle. In that case we can increase the velocity beyond the velocity of sound. So we'll select here a convergent part, and in this convergent part we'll maintain the Mach number less than 1. At a minimum section here we'll maintain a Mach number equal to 1, and then in the divergent part we can attain Mach number greater than 1. So here if you maintain Mach number less than 1, exactly at the minimum area we'll maintain a Mach number equal to 1, and here then is possible Mach number greater than 1. In that case it is guaranteed here that the exit velocity will be greater than the velocity of sound. In the first case we have velocity of the fluid will be less than velocity of sound. Exactly at the throat we have velocity of the fluid will be equal to the velocity of sound, and at exit we have velocity of the fluid will be greater than the velocity of sound. Then it will be called as convergent divergent nozzle. Suppose we use the same shape here, but in the convergent part we have Mach number is less than 1, and at throat section suppose we have Mach number equal to 0.9. Now in this case, since entry is 0.9 here, so this is also a Mach number less than 1. So this time initially here the velocity will increase in this section. So let's say this one is V1, this one is V2, and this one is V3. Now this one will be act as a nozzle, and this will, since it's a subsonic, will act as a diffuser. It means that in the first part the velocity will increase, that is V2 is greater than V1, and because of diffuser we have V3 will be less than V2. So first velocity will increase and then velocity will decrease.